What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the land of Reckless Logicc. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack the notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. And let's get straight into this video. Alrighty, guys, how you guys doing today? You guys already know why I am here. I'm sitting in front of you guys today because I will be talking about the things, talking about the people, and see what's going on in the world. And even before I even continue, first thing I want to say is Happy New Year's. I want to say this is the first video that I'm doing in 2025. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the last video was before or after New Year's, but Happy New Year's, everyone. Hopefully, majority of people's New Year's 2025 is starting out on the right foot, because the way that I am seeing stories surrounding New Year's, I can obviously tell that everyone's experience of the New Year is not starting off on the right foot. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to have a conversation, quick, very brief conversation surrounding New Year's and kind of where I am currently. You kind of you're catching up a little bit. So in terms of New Year's, I am in a great spirit. The last couple of months have been phenomenal for me. I have been blessed financially. I've been blessed physically. I've been blessed through life, and also earning and experiencing life and having different experiences that I will say has contributed to my growth. I don't know if this is coming with age. I'm not sure if this is happening because it's a New Year's resolution, New Year's, and I'm just having that type of effect. Even though I will say this, even though I've never really been really big on New Year's resolution, but what I will say is this, is that there seems to be a shift in my mentality. There seems to be a shift in my energy, my aura, and my focus. And the reason why I'm saying all of that, because I want to get the good out, and then I also want to talk about the indifferent or the bad, but then I also want to bring it full circle. So the indifferent or the bad. The thing that I've noticed that when it comes down to me specifically is that I have an issue with consistency. And one of the things that I do want to make sure that I work on and act and push through with is working on my consistency. I've even read certain books on how to create positive habits, how to generate positive habits, what's the science behind habits, and how to create environments and routines surrounding, creating positive habits that's going to lead to my success. So that has been going great for me. My mindset has been wonderful. Now, with me acknowledging that in certain aspects of my life, I have struggled with consistency, I've come to the point, and this is months prior, I've come to the point and said, what am I going to do about it now? Am I going to continue to be inconsistent, or am I going to find solutions to the inconsistencies? And this is where the different types of books came into and entered the chat and entered the conversation. So I've been working really well on that. It's been going really good. This has been different for me. It's just I feel positive. I feel really good. Now I got all of that out of the way. Happy New Year's. But I also want to talk about the stories and the things I have been seeing in the media. We're going to talk about briefly the Bourbon Street incident that happened. We're going to talk about the judge that unalived himself on his last day in the office. We're going to talk about a little girl that got mauled by some dogs and all these things, which leads me to this next conversation. The next conversation has to do with this energy surrounding holidays and how during holiday season there seems to be an escalation in the BS, an escalation in the broadcast of the BS. Because keep in mind, mess is gonna mess and it's always gonna be there. and someone's always gonna tell it, and people are always gonna speak about it, which is the reason why we as commentators are here. We're gonna talk about things. We're gonna give our opinions. Understood. But in regards to the broadcasting of incidences like the Bourbon Street, incidences like the Judge, and I can list a lot of things. I had to make an executive decision not to really watch or continuously pay attention. And I know this part might sound insensitive to some. Pay attention to the excessive stories that were coming out about different situations, tragedies. It just wasn't good for me mentally. And I noticed that for me as a content creator, that was one of the factors that contributed to me taking a step back from content creating. Because when I do go live or when I do put my videos out, I get involved. And I start talking about it. But then I realized that I started to get really drained. And another thing that helped with consistency is having a routine and building good habits. And that's what I've been doing, and it has been phenomenal. Okay? And in addition, I want to add this to the conversation. The age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is here. The age of Aquarius is an era where old philosophies, old thought processes, old behaviors, old systems that were put in place are all going to come to a downfall. And this is what we're seeing. This is what we've seen in 2024, 2023, 22, or whatever. This is what we're living through right now. This is the reason why we have situations of Diddy. This is the reason why we have situations surrounding possibly Jay-Z. This is the reason why we have all this craziness going on. And so I do want to encourage people to be protective of your environment. Be protective of your energy. Because if you are not careful and intentional, this type of content will drain you dry. And it's the age of Aquarius. So get ready, buckle up. It's about to be a bumpy road for some people. I'm just saying. But let's continue. So according to Hollywood Unlocked, Jay-Z is granted permission to file dismissal motion in Jane Doe SA case with Diddy. Girl, the mess. Now it says here, after previously being, oh girl, I got everything popping up. After previously being denied the possibility to dismiss his Jane Doe SA case with Diddy, Jay-Z has now been granted permission to do so. According to the court records obtained by legal reporter at Megan Kuniff, when I tell you Megan Kuniff be doing her big one in terms of these cases and stuff, I'm just saying. On Thursday, January 2nd, Kuniff reported that U.S. District Court Judge Alicia Torres, hopefully I did not butcher that any name, granted Jay-Z's lawyer Alex Spiro's request to file a dismissal motion in the amended lawsuit that accuses Hove, this is his nickname, born Sean Carter, and Diddy, born Sean Combs, by, yeah, I see the word, a 13-year-old girl in 2000. Now, here's the thing, before I even continue. For one, this case is BS. This lawsuit is BS. I will say this. In regards to the accusations that's been put out about Jay-Z. Now, to my understanding, people are saying, allegedly, because you won't get me, I'm not Tasha K, and I ain't got 4 million. And plus, he hasn't hidden out lawsuits. But allegedly, Jay-Z has allegedly done some things in the industry that will make a grown man cry. Allegedly, because this is what people are saying. This is what the street's saying. Allegedly, people believe that Jay-Z has done some things in the industry that is incriminating. Or and or morally wrong. I'm going to say this, is that despite what people may believe or what they may know allegedly, this case is not it. This woman straight up lied about the encounter she had with Diddy and Jay-Z. Now, one could argue both celebrities are problematic. Both people are not so much on the popular side, because we already know right now Diddy is having his cancel. He's part of the cancel culture as of right now. He's getting that smoke. Jay-Z, from what the people are saying, they're saying that Jay-Z is also on the way of having that same energy brought to him. Keep in mind, Age of Aquarius. But I am gonna say this case is not it. The lady lied. It's too many inconsistencies, and this lady made up a story where two celebrities were not even in the same area, and then it just does not make sense for her to come out, make this story, and you have your own father not remember anything about the situation, and then in addition to that, people who actually live in the city, they can't even remotely try to find the location themselves. It's just too much. And then if you also want to take into account that she's not mentally all the way there. I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that we probably can't say about Jay-Z. This isn't one of them. And plus, on top of the way that he came out swinging and banging, you might want to rethink. But let me continue. According to the court documents, Judge Torres gave Jay-Z until February 6th to file a dismissal motion in the Jane Doe S.A. case with Diddy. Jane Doe and her lawyer, Texas attorney Tony Busby, he's so problematic, have until February 28th to file the opposition, and Jay-Z has until March 14th to reply. In Spiro's request to file a dismissal motion filed on December 30th, he previewed some of his arguments against Doe's allegations. Spiro included a statute of limitations claim and also said Doe's victims of gender-motivated violence Protected Act claim does not have a retroactive effect. Spiro also argued about the location, here we go, we just talked about it, of the alleged SA, claiming it was outside of New York City, further attacking the accuser's claims and credibility. On New Year's Eve, December 31st, Busby responded to Spiro's letter, which marked their last attempt to request to file a dismissal motion. Busby fired back at Spiro's arguments about those victims of gender-motivated violence Protection Act claim does not have, not having a retroactive effect, providing supporting cases, and did the same for Spiro's argument about the statute of limitations and the alleged incident not occurring within the limits of the New York City, despite Busby's attempt to prevent the judge from granting Spiro's request to file a dismissal motion in his Jane Doe S.A. case with Jay-Z. Jay-Z has now been granted to dismiss the case against him. Girl, everything like I said 2.5 seconds ago. A lot of things we can say about Jay-Z. This isn't one of them. And also doing a tad bit of research, tad bit of digging, not too much. Tony Busby is not the most credible person in regard to his reputation in the legal environment. From what I believe and from what I've seen, it appears to me that Tony Busby is more interested in his image more than his reputation. He's more interested in the clicks, the likes, the views, and clout chasing versus actually being a credible lawyer who would gain attraction clients through him being a bad mother. in the courtroom compared to being somebody who gets dog walked through the streets and also get dog walked inside of the courtroom. I digress. In my personal opinion, Jason did not do it. It's quite obvious to me. Let's move on. So now we're going to talk about and slide and tiptoe our way over to the best president of the United States of America. Donald Trump had to be sentenced for hush money case on January 10th, 10 days before his presidential inauguration, reportedly allowed to appear virtually. Girl. Now, this is brought to you guys, of course, by The Neighborhood Talk. Neighbors, Trump is about to be sentenced. Former President Donald Trump remains on track to assume office in January despite being convicted in May of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. The charges stem from an alleged hush money scheme during his 2016 campaign to sign his claims by adult film star actor Stormy Daniels, which Trump denies. Now, here's the thing. The thing I find very interesting is that people in the same breath will say things along the lines of, he tells the truth. What he says is what he means. That doesn't seem to be the case when you actually look at the facts. Now, let me continue. Per the Associated Press, Judge Juan M. Merchant, hopefully I did not butcher this person's name, who presided over the Trump's trial, denied motions to dismiss the case on grounds of presidential immunity or Trump's impending return to the White House. And I know that's right. You better stay on his neck. In a written decision, it was reassured he would issue a conditional discharge, dismissing the case if Trump avoids rearrest, and pledged to sentence Trump before his January 20 inauguration. Girl. The judge agreed to let Trump attend the sentencing virtually, citing concerns about the transition's mental and physical demands. Now, the question that I have, do you guys believe that, do you guys believe that they're going to sentence Trump and actually give him jail time? Or do you think that he's going to get some type of consequence that does not involve jail time? It probably involves like fines or anything like that. That's if you guys may or may not know, let me know down in the comment section, please and thank you. But in regards to Trump, if you have not been aware of my ideas and how I personally feel about Trump, the things in terms of Trump is that I do not agree with a lot of the way that he moves as a person who's supposed to be the head in charge of the United States. I do not agree with it. There's a lot of things that I do not agree in terms of his policies and the way that he assists in the movement of division within the country. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of presidents, when they get into office, you got the Democrats, you got the Republicans, you got the independent parties, you got all these things. There's always going to be different subgroups within America. But for me, in my personal opinion, when he got into office, whatever the underlying or underground reality of America was in terms of the thought processes surrounding DEI, surrounding initiatives, surrounding women's rights, surrounding queer people and their rights, when he gets into office and starts to speak that exact same language that a lot of people just don't say out loud, once they actually have a leader like that, whatever that underground reality is or what's really in people's heart, they start to come to the forefront and start to make themselves known. And this election, I can't speak for every other election, but this election, that, in my personal opinion, has really been really hard because it has really made a lot of people stop messing with people like friends, family, over a decision of who they decided to vote for. I understand. I get it. Because people, from their personal experience, personal opinion, feels like if you vote for this person, then you're voting against me and my rights. But if you vote for this person, you're voting for a war. Understood. But the question is, do you guys believe that he actually going to receive any jail time or anything like that? Or do you guys believe that he's just going to get like a pat on the rib, like, you know, pat on the hand and go about his business? I don't know. Let's continue. So now we're going to make our way over to, girl, now let's get into this, because I seen this story not too long ago. And girl, let's talk about Miss Teedra Moses. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to play the video. Like, I'm going to read the article, but I'm going to play the video through my phone. I got stuff going on in the background. Sorry, y'all. Now, it says, according to the Jasmine brand music, Teedra Moses has a heated exchange with ex-users after naming an R. Kelly song in her top 5 R&B hits. Now, according to the Jasmine brand music, Teedra Moses didn't hold back when responding to ex-users who criticized her recent comments about R. Kelly. During her appearance on the R&B Money podcast, Teedra named R. Kelly's song Greatest X among her top 5 R&B records of all time. This prompted backlash from a few ex-users, one of which referenced Kelly's criminal history involving SA of minors. Kelly is currently serving a 30-year sentence after being convicted on charges related to the sexual, I did not mean to say that out loud, exploitation of a minor and the enticement of minors for sex. In her response, Teedra claimed that she wasn't supporting R. Kelly as a person and didn't mince words when addressing her critics. She argued that she is entitled to appreciate someone's art despite them being a horrible character person, people, whatever. So wait, is this going to continue? Because okay, I'll continue this. Where do you stand on this debate? Okay, got you. Okay, so let me say this before I even. Actually, I'm gonna play it. Let me play it first, and then I'm gonna get into my thoughts, because. So what you guys are about to hear, you're actually about to hear the clip of her saying what she said. Now, here's the thing as well. This podcast is R&B Money Podcast. The host, or I know it's Tank, and I want to say it's Jay Valentine. I want to say, or I might be a little wrong on the second host, but I know Tank is the host. And this is what Teedra had to say when she was asked the question. Let me see, can I play it real quick?
Top 5 R&B songs.
Adore You by Prince. Greatest Sex, R. Kelly.
What a song.
You can close your eyes and see everything he's saying.
I was so angry when I heard that song.
How did you get to anger?
Because in my mind, I was always competing against him, even though I wasn't at that space yet. And I was like, he's still so much better than me.
Be honest.
Here inside what do you say? Here inside this bit of mine, I see ceiling fans and you on top of me. If you close your eyes, you
see
literally can see it.
Everything he's saying.
And inside of these walls,
there will dwell a Capricorn.
Top 5 R&B songs.
Okay, so before I even... Okay, so here's my thoughts surrounding Teedra and the ex-user and actually what she said on the podcast. I understand that I personally believe we all do it to some degree, where you know a person is not the best person in terms of their character or in terms of their person. I'm gonna stick with the character, but you still give them props when they did their big one, or in the past when they did their big one. You still give them their props. I said all of that. I also have to say is that even though I do believe that we all do this to a degree, I also have to say that I believe that where people are having an issue, where she may be receiving the backlash, is because the reason why I'm saying to a degree It's because to some people, that degree of what his character consists of may be too far or is too far when you are messing with minors. That's too far for a lot of people. For some people, they can still know what a person did, like Teedra, but still admire the art. And also, in addition to that, what she said in the video, in the clip, which you guys just heard, hopefully you heard, because girl, I know a lot of things going on over here, is that you can visualize, by the lyrics, you can visualize everything that he's saying. Another part of that, Teedra, I kind of have to tap in your box just a tad bit. A part of that, Teedra, is the fact that we understand that R. Kelly was speaking through his music about his trauma. He was speaking through his music about his experiences with these women who are not of age. So for a lot of people, it changes the context of hearing an R. Kelly song from R. Kelly. Now, I will say this. Some people, remember I told you about a degree. Some people may be a little bit more acceptable of hearing an R. Kelly song that was given to another artist. That's some people can do that. Some people can listen to R. Kelly songs. Some people can't. Now, Teedra, because the singing of Felicia Rashid, she said, you ain't gonna play in her mother face. And so the ex-user essentially said what I recently, basically, but she was much, the ex-user essentially said what I said, but she had a little bit more sauce on it, I'm just saying. But Teedra said, y'all not gonna play in her face. So Teedra let it be known, F you, you ugly, and I ain't blocking you because I got time in the new year to bless you with these words. You don't know me, but those that do know what I'm about. Go play with your support dog. Don't play with me. Coming on this app, you with that bullshit, I will slap the piss from you. I said, come on, Teedra, you standing 10 toes on what you said, but you got to keep in mind, Teedra, when you say things on a public platform, people are gonna have their opinion, especially when it's problematic. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I believe that some things should just be a little bit unsaid, or I personally feel, I could be wrong, that I feel like it probably would have softened the blow if she would have acknowledged that he did what he did and all this other things and yada yada yada. But I do appreciate this song by R. Kelly called The Greatest SEX, because I was able to, I probably would have put some more sauce on, to be honest with you, because I was able to listen to his music and also adopt songwriting techniques. I do not agree what he did, but I was able to learn from the different types of way to narrate within my songs and create a story. I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably would have put some sauce on it because I would have been aware of the times that we are in. Now, I also have to say this and also acknowledge this. I also am aware that people who lived in that time where R. Kelly was very prominent and primarily played, and the supporters, despite blindly knowing what he did with evidence was literally right in their face, he had his music and people connected to his music and they had life experiences, had babies, baby daddies, all the other stuff with his music. So it does hold a special place in the heart. The same thing can be said, not really, but really, the same thing can be said about a person like Nicki Minaj, who's very problematic. And she has done everything up under the sun, give or take. But people still connect and like her music because these specific songs, catalogs, etc. hold a place in their heart because they're also connected to a memory and experience, which I get. But I probably just would have put some sauce on it because I know how these things can get. But let me continue and finish this up. And Teedra continued because that ex-user said, girl, you over supporting a PDF file. And so Teedra said, are you a effing weirdo with no life? You know I never defended R. Kelly. It is criminal to say somebody said something that you didn't say or force your own narrative on a conversation. I will say this though, eat dish, yeah, girl, and choke. I stand on that. I'm not a celebrity, bump. So here's the thing. If you were to become a celebrity, I don't. You're gonna have to know how to navigate. For me, I probably would have put more sauce on it just to navigate because I would have seen all of this from a mile away. To be completely honest with you, I'm just saying. But I continue. And the user has said something along the lines of, just for your FYI, this the ex-user was clapping back at Teedra. When you say, oh, I really love R. Kelly, I don't care. What you're saying is, I love niggas who R-A-P-E and mess with Midas and I don't care. Teedra responded and said, girl, you're not going to play in my face. Now, she didn't really say that. I'm just saying that that's the energy that she's giving. She said here, and it says, that's what you saying. I'm not the person you can put words in their mouth. I like R. Kelly music. He had an amazing art like many other horrible character people. I'm about to say characterized. Girl, get it together. Go start your bullsh with the that don't stand 10 toes on who she is. I have compassion for all victims. I'm going to say this, I'm going to move on. If you have compassion for all victims, which I can't say you do or don't, the only thing I will say is that I don't believe that the victims that actually people can actually confirm are victims and people believe are victims and whatever case you want to go through. I don't believe it really helps your case in trying to say that you support or believe all victims or whatever the statement was, is when you say, I love R. Kelly and I don't care. I'll probably be more specific as that I like his music, but I don't agree with da-da-da-da-da. I'm just saying, let's move on. So once we move from that, now we're going to tiptoe and make our way over from one person to two. Now it says here, let me get back in my bubble. Right here. Oop, influencer D. No, girl, I'm probably going to mess up their name. I'm going to call her D. D. Taylor sues her ex, Ken Walker, for alleged theft and embezzlement. Embezzlement? Come on, Black China. Claims he stole thousands out of her joint account after their breakup. Now, if you guys are not aware, they are a YouTube couple. This is when that YouTube couple stuff was very prominent, girl. Now it says neighbors. Now, I just brought you guys by Neighborhood Talk. Neighbors, get into this tea. Influencer De'Ara Taylor is suing her ex-boyfriend and fellow influencer Ken Walker for theft and embezzlement. According to the lawsuit, Dee claims that Ken unlawfully took money out of their joint account after they had already settled how they were going to split their funds. To be being honest, well, I'm gonna wait because I'm gonna wait. In the lawsuit, Dee explained how they started an LLC for their brand as a couple and had accumulated thousands of dollars over time with their YouTube channels and brand deals. All of this came crashing down when Ken kept getting caught in cheating scandals, which led to their breakup in 2021. Now, I will say this, that from what I'm hearing, because I don't want to be in this bubble and be all out. From what I'm hearing, that he has been in a few cheating scandals, and they're not like, my thing is this. Why would you want to, well, I can't say why. People gonna do what they want to do. But why would you want to really mess up everything you got going on? But I'm gonna continue. What is Bad Boy at? Oh, girl. I'm over pressing the wrong stuff over here. There we go. Okay, here we go. Explain. They started LLC. Okay, 2021. At the time, they had contacted a business lawyer to help them split the money because Dee felt she deserved more because during the rough patch in their relationship, she continued to make content, but Ken didn't. Oh, there we go. That's where she went wrong. Because if Ken didn't make no money, while for me personally, I never would put that in that account. Especially if I feel like I deserved more. What I would have done is that in that rough patch, to my understanding from what I'm reading right now, it may clarify later on, is that I'm the one doing the work, and we've already said how we were gonna do, like how we were going to settle the money and the funds. And so for me, I would have put that in my own personal account to guarantee that nothing was gonna happen, and I could avoid a situation like this. I probably would have just put it in my own account just to avoid it. She deserved more because of during the rough patch in their relationship, she continued to make content and Ken didn't. Yeah, a separate account most definitely would have been had several direct deposits on that bad boy. She also would put her personal brand deal money in their joint account in good faith. I never would have did that. They agreed to keep the YouTube channel and allow $80K to be kept in the account for business purposes. Dee could pay the truck off and keep it, then they would split the $40K loan they got on it when it was returned. Come on, $40K. And I don't know what type of truck they're referring to. Is it a regular truck or a pickup truck? I don't know. Well, almost a year later, Dee checked the account and discovered almost all. I wish a nagger would. Now, this is where, this is the reason why people end up in the state or federal penitentiary. I wish I would have an account with someone else and we've made an agreement of how we're going to do this, and you are no longer making content and doing your big one, and I'm still on my square doing my big one, and I have accumulated, especially once we have separated and we are no longer together as a couple, and we have agreed on that. So we have agreed to not be a couple. We have agreed to go our separate ways. And in the process of us going our separate ways, and we have made that agreement, I don't understand why you are taking the money that I'm making on my own. You already have your half. Everything that we had, to my understanding, everything that we made together, you have your part. But you're not going to take the stuff that I'm doing because you, for whatever reason, are not making content. I digress. Let me continue. Girl, let me continue. When she reacted out to Ken, he allegedly admitted that he had taken the money for medical bills. Dee caused BS on this, though, claiming that the money had been taken out before any medical bills were accumulated. In the lawsuit, but even then, let's just say you do take the money out for medical bills. That's not, once again, a joint account. That's not something that you do on your own. That's something that you have to also run by your partner, because let's just say it was for medical bills. You know that you weren't making content. You know the money that was in there for those brand deals. And let's just say you didn't know and you just assumed they were brand deals. Honestly, for me personally, and I could be right, could be wrong, but I would have ran it by the other person first. So if this is true, if you did not run it by her first, because both of your names are on that account, and you know, and I don't know, maybe he knows this or not, but both of your names are on that account, then a conversation needed to be had. As in, we got all these medical bills, I'm letting you know, this is what I'm going to do. Are you okay with it? This okay with it? Okay, you're not okay with it? What's the middle ground? That's how you work that out. But let me continue. BS on it though, claiming that the money had been taken out before any medical bills were accumulated. In the lawsuit, she notes that they each received about $200K after a buyout of the joint property they had, so he shouldn't have been hurting for cash. She also discovered that the $40K had been returned and she didn't receive her cut from it. Ooh, naggers ain't ish. So they decided to end the couple's channel, and Ken allegedly agreed to pay back the money. Well, he allegedly never paid it back and claimed that he's broke and now he has to live with his mother. D claims these are lies because he continues to flex on social media. This is another thing too. They be getting the girls and the boys caught up when they be flexing on social media. I'm just saying, because you can't make a claim that you broke and let's just say allegedly you done stole this woman's money legally or illegally, because I don't know. Who's this calling me? Okay, everybody calling me. Legally or illegally, I don't know the stipulations on that. But you done stole this woman money. Let's just say she does try to take you to court. You do know that when situations like this arise, you know, content creators, especially you guys are public, I'm going to say influencers, is that people are going to talk about this. People are going to report on this, which means that people are also going to review the evidence. So let's just say that you weren't. Let's just say you were flexing on the gram, but let's also say that D has evidence that you were trying to make the claim that you're broke and you don't have it. And keep in mind, what lawyers love to do, they love to get the evidence first before they actually put the lawsuit, because they know when that lawsuit drops and they read and other lawyers and stuff start to read the lawsuit and the documents and paperwork, people start to try to clean up what they have already done, which means pictures, videos, and everything else in between starts to get deleted. So they try to get the evidence beforehand. But let me continue. But claims that now he has to live with his brother. Okay, D claims that these are lies because he still continues to flex on social media. Now she wants him to pay for all the money he allegedly stole on top of the business taxes he's been allegedly ducking, and she had to pay on his behalf. Girl. No, this is a negative. It's a negative. Now, Ken did respond. He came out on social media and he said what he said. So let me stop doing this and because I'm gonna play it from I gotta play it from my phone, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. But this is what Ken had to say about the situation. Now, he did speak out. I want to be fair and actually.
Really quickly. First of all, good morning. It's too early for this. But anyway, let's go ahead and address a couple things. Number one, the $40,000 regarding the car. Came to the end agreement after we had a number of conversations about it. You keep the car, we break even on the loan. The car's valued like $43,000. The loan's $40,000. Break even. Boom. Never heard about it since. You got a bill of sale. You got the title to the car. Everything. Cool. That was it. Regarding the bank account, again, extensive text messages regarding this. We had a phone call after all our conversations, December 12th at 4 p.m. I think in 2022 this was. Again, this is in text messages. We had a number of conversations on it. People on your team said, hey, you follow this personal income, pay the taxes on it. Cool. Never talked about it since. Everything else, Snapchat, the YouTube videos, whatever. It's like, I thought we moved past this years ago.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna make this brief because I wasn't expecting this video to be this long, but I'm gonna make this brief. Is that I'm not going to say, and I don't want to jump to conclusions in terms of this situation. Only because we've seen situations like this go either way. People make lawsuits, false claims, they end up losing, or they be banking on people settling before things go get out of control. In addition, we've also seen people make claims that they didn't do it. Shout out to Tory Lanez, but in all actuality, they end up doing it and also end up becoming guilty. Like inside of a courtroom. So I'm not gonna make the come up with the idea of who's right and who's wrong, but I will say this is that I want Ken to put it in court, because he also thing that he said that spoke out to me is that there's countless text messages of his claims. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen between them. We're gonna see what the people gonna say, what they're gonna do, etc., etc., etc. But that's really it for my video. Wasn't expecting this video to be that long, but that is it for my video for today, guys. See you guys later. Y'all make sure you guys thumbs up the video. It really does help out.